Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Killout44 once again, and I've just read an interesting article that I want to share with you guys today. It's about Nintendo. Satoru Iwata was talking to their investors, to their stockholders, and they had a meeting. They were talking about a couple of stuff, but there was a topic that came out that was really interesting, and it's talking about difficulty in Nintendo video games. And one question that was asked was, quote, "I feel that Nintendo games today are much easier, which is why the Wii U might be failing. Back then, games were much more difficult, and therefore gamers really enjoyed them, so they continue to buy Nintendo games and systems. Do you feel the same way?" And Satoru Iwata, who is the president of Nintendo, gave a really interesting response to this, and he basically said he does actually agree with this assessment. I'm just kind of paraphrasing what he's saying, but he says here, "However, since you are speaking as a stockholder, you should agree with our strategy after you hear about the tests that we have conducted, and these tests were really, really, really interesting." So it goes like this. He says, "It may come as a shock to some of you that gamers today cannot finish the original Super Mario Bros. Game on the Famicom or NES. We have conducted this test over the past years to see how difficult we should make our games, and I found that the number of people unable to finish the first level is steadily increasing." Wow. This year, around 90%, think about that, 90% of test subjects were unable to complete the first game of Super Mario Bros. Wow. That is astounding. I'm assuming that these test subjects were just taken like randomly on the street. These are just random people, and apparently 90% of, random people on the street cannot even finish the first level of Super Mario Bros., which I personally feel isn't even that challenging, you know what I mean? So, wow, I guess these guys just aren't gamers, or they have no idea what games are or what they're about, you know what I mean? So he continues to say that we did not assist them in any way except by providing the exact same instruction manual we were given to them back then. Many of them did not even read it, and a few that did stopped after the first page, which did not cover any of the game mechanics. So it just goes to show that a lot of people's attention span is really, really minimal. They don't want to read some stuff. They don't want to invest a lot of time. They just want to pick up and play, plug in and play sort of experience. They don't even want to waste time knowing how to actually play the game properly. So that's kind of like a testament to how people are really impatient nowadays, I guess. So let's continue reading. We watched the replay videos of how the gamers performed and saw that many did not understand simple concepts like bottomless pits. Around 70% died to the first Goomba. I think I've died to the first Goomba a couple of times, but I know eventually to jump over the Goomba, you know what I mean? So 70% died to the first Goomba. Another 50% died twice. I guess another 50% died twice to the same Goomba. Many thought the coins were enemies and tried to avoid them. This is laughable. Also, most of them did not even use the run button. And I've seen this. Like, some of my friends who are not really good and they want to play a game like Mario Brothers, they never use the run button. It's kind of hard for them to, press two buttons at the same time, to press B and to press forward in order to run. You know what I mean? I guess that's too hard of a concept for them to understand. But anyway, there were many other depressing things that we noted, but I cannot remember them at the moment. Furthermore, we asked for suggestions on how to improve the game. A majority of them wanted the game to be easier and suggested many ways to do this. Some of them wanted a mandatory tutorial, while others wanted more ways to kill things besides jumping on them. We explained that Mario could shoot fireballs with the Fire Flower power-up, but they wanted Mario to start with more weapons like a sword or a gun. Man, are people today just brain-dead zombie killers? They just want, swords and chainsaws and things like that. They just want to kill, right off the bat. I don't know. Some of these people's taste is a little bit weird. Do you expect Mario to play like that, with a gun or with the sword? I don't know. This article is just really laughable. I hope you guys read this. But anyway, it says, continuing on, some of the people seem to be unaware that this was an actual old game that existed, and they asked if the retro-style graphics were supposed to be a throwback to old Nintendo games. Wow. That just proves that these guys they were testing with, they don't even know Nintendo lore, video game history. If you don't even know Super Mario Brothers, and I'm sure, you don't even have to be a gamer to know the original Super Mario Brothers on the NES, but wow, maybe some of these test subjects just came out of a rock, you know what I mean? They've just been living under the rock for a long time. I really don't know. Continuing, some missed the point of the questionnaire completely and said that the graphics and the music were terrible and needed to be improved in order for the game to sell. They also wanted a deeper storyline and voice acting. Man, that is some really sad, disappointing things. Continuing on, so as a stockholder, you should be relieved to know that our games are easier in order to attract a wider audience. As a gamer, you might feel a little sad, and you should be. It is quite sad. So Even Shigeru Miyamoto continues to say, "I failed miserably" at the end of his answer. So, man, I mean, that's the whole reason. They give a fully kind of complete answer on why Nintendo games are apparently easier today than they were in the past, simply because they're trying to attract a wider audience, and that people they're just so oblivious to how video games play and how to even, play a video game. You know what I mean? They can't even beat the first Goomba. They do dumb things like avoid coins. They don't want to use power-ups and things like that. And I guess it's these people, I guess you can blame these average Joe people that, I don't know, I mean, they're the ones why Nintendo wants to make games easier. Of course, they want to attract a wider audience to make more money and things like that. But in the end, it's hardcore gamers like me who are getting the short end of the stick. You know what I mean? We're so hardcore. We like these games. We're already good at these games. We want more challenge to them. But unfortunately, that will not be the case because Nintendo wants to cater to more casual people. It's kind of unfortunate. Say what you guys think below. I thought this article was absolutely crazy. I mean, the types of things that were described in this article, wow, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I kind of feel bad for hardcore Nintendo gamers, but then again, I guess if you're not a real gamer at heart and you just want to play games casually, I understand how games can sometimes be difficult, and that's also too why I'm here. I like to make tutorials on things and how to help people become better at their video games. So overall, say what you guys think below. It's a really interesting article. My name is Killad404, and I'm out, guys. That was the news for today. Peace.